So, should you start a company? No. And if that doesn't stop you, then you should start a company. And that's kind of the basis on if you should start one or not. It's hard to do the right thing in the startup world because the plan makes sense. Find a problem, discover the actual problem within that space, talk to customers, talk to stakeholders, understand what they are looking for, understand what they need, get potential customers, build the product, iterate on the product, and launch. That's kind of the standard way. But it's very difficult to get customers before you build, unless you have a lot of money from your parents or from anyone or from yourself, reputation, or just some luck. And because everyone's got ideas. It's all about execution. And so what can you do to showcase that you can execute on what you're trying to solve? That's the main thing you need to convince other people and your early customers and investors if you're looking for investors. So for me, because I'm a natural creator, a natural builder, I like to solve problems quite quickly before even figuring out what the problem is. That's a difficult thing for me. So that's the thing I struggle with day in, day out. Like it's the symbiote, like from Venom, that I just want to go straight into the building. But of course, that isn't the correct way to go. So I've compromised because I don't have that reputation. I don't have a lot of money backing me. I don't have all these things. But what I do have is my ability to build, my ability to communicate, and my ability to learn from my mistakes. So if I can build something, show people, and they don't like it, and then I fix it up, and they do like it, beautiful. It'd be much easier for me to get a customer. So that's my current plan, is to build a MVP, showcase early customers, and go from there. So that's Insight 1. Insight 2, I don't know what Insight 2 is. Yeah, okay. So Insight 2 is it's about building trust and building reputation. That's probably the most important thing that's going to get you far not in just the startup world, but in the world in general. If people think you're a poor worker, it's not going to be good for you. And reputation is very difficult to change unless you're very early on in your career. Then you have the chance to change. But it's very important when you're starting out in anything, not just business, but just in sport, in just uni, in school. It's all about building the reputation. And so ensuring that you build that trust to bank into your reputation is so important. And it's probably the number one thing you should concentrate on, is making sure that your actions have positive consequences and not negative ones. I guess another thing is it's all about movement, really. It's all about action. There's always a time to reflect and to figure out what the next decision is and to act upon that. But without action and without actually doing something, it's very difficult to figure out what's correct and what is incorrect. Because unfortunately, the world isn't theory. The world is real life. And if you don't test your hypotheses, you can often be wrong. And oftentimes, people predict incorrectly. So make sure you're always building, or make sure you're always actioning on what your assumptions are to validate them, and also make sure that I don't think I have anything else to say about that. And this goes to me, right? Like a lot of people will give you advice, and it's really up to you, the individual, to take it and to throw away what you think is useless. So my take is listen to everyone, because you can hear out everyone, and ideas can come from everywhere and be good or bad. But make sure you understand exactly why the idea is good or why it's bad and why you're actioning upon it. Because a lot of people just do stuff because they were told to, without having an actual critical thought of if this will impact them positively or negatively. They're just doing it because apparently that's the right thing to do and that's the right way to do it, and everyone else is doing it, so they do it. Don't do that. Make sure you reflect upon what the ideas are being provided to you, and so at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to deal with the consequences, not them, not Gary Vee, not whoever you want to follow, right? You're going to deal with the consequences. So make sure you're ready for that, and make sure you make the decision your own, because without that, then you will struggle. And the last thing is about planning. So I read that all plans fail, but not making a plan is much worse than the outcome of making a failed plan. So I've been a part of projects that are just, they've been 2-3 years overdue. And I've seen it experienced, with making YouTube videos. Sometimes I plan it for a month and it'll take, 3 years. So the most important thing is to have a plan. I'm not going to say how you plan, because that's all up to interpretation depending on the product, depending on the people working involved. But make sure you do set time to figure out what you're going to do, especially if you have a team, because if no one knows what they're doing, then the natural human assumption is, there's nothing to do. And obviously there is never nothing to do. So always plan, and make sure you set proper deadlines. Don't be over ambitious, but it's always better to be slightly ambitious than to be very conservative, because of Parkinson's law. Most people will work for how long they think it's going to take, regardless of the time length. So it could be a 10-minute job, but you could tell someone, it should take you 3 weeks. It'll take them 3 weeks, I promise you. Because that's just subconsciously we think, okay, it goes back to the second point. We always take people's advice and take people's ideas and thoughts as some magic, that they know something that we don't. Sometimes they do, but in reality, most people are like me. Most people are just not experts at anything, or even in their field they may be experts, but they still don't know everything. So just take note of that. Don't take people's opinions, don't put them on the pedestal to the point where you just blindly accept. And so I think that's probably number one in your journey, and just perseverance and building, and just keep going, because you will fail, and that's good. Failure shows progress. Without failure, that means you've done nothing. So just keep moving forward, keep building, keep trying to do stuff, and you'll be okay. That's my ramble for last week, but we'll pretend it was last week. But yeah, it's this week, but not, you got it. Yeah.